but they are basically the Air Force airstrips.
Yeah.
And this thing, at least close to about 23, 24 of these, what you have listed,
Yeah.
are the your fighter assets, your missile assets, your other preparation, your logistics, everything would be part of their operations. So obviously, if you are putting these airports in military use, then it becomes very, very restrictive in case you are permitting the flights. So
Correct.
that is no, from that. Other airports, which like you said about Gaggle and Ludhiana and all, they are very close to the border, and we have already seen that the kind of swarm drone attacks and kind of projectiles that have been targeted towards the border areas. Which are within 15, 20, 30, 40 kilometers of the thing, then they get threatened. And it is purely for the safety purposes that all these airfields which are very close, civil airfields which are very close, and they are smaller airfields. They are not the one which are other than the Chandigarh. Chandigarh again is a dual use the thing, and Chandigarh obviously is a very important airfield for us. So that's why it must have been closed. But
Right.
other than that, in depth, we have a large number of airfields which are still operational. But on the other side, if you see on the Pakistan, there are limited airfields, and all those airfields are, you can say, they do not provide the kind of depth that a military airfield should have. And in
Yeah.
case today's news, if you see, the three of them have been taken down.
Yeah.
Uh, and those are all important airfields. So similar thing, the attempt from their side has also been to hit our airfields,
That's
and
right.
it is absolutely understandable that flight operations are for civil operations are stopped.
Marshal Rana, I just want to understand from you, sir, if what we are hearing from our sources and something that we were flashing earlier also, that India has successfully struck Islamabad, struck Rawalpindi, the airstrip near Rawalpindi as well as Lahore. So how much of a damage, if the confirmation does come in, and I want to continuously harp on this disclaimer that there is a lot of information, disinformation war going on. We are trying our best to verify every piece of information before we put it on the screens and before we talk about it. But if our verification has been correct and India has gone ahead and struck Rawalpindi, Lahore as well as Islamabad, what kind of a dent does it make to Pakistan's air capabilities, sir?
See, all these airfields, even Pakistan has agreed that India has struck Rafiki, Noor Khan,
Yeah.
Murid. I mean, these are basically Noor Khan is their logistic hub. It's close to Rawalpindi. Rafiki also houses their the JF-17 fighters. Murid is very, very important because most of these UAVs that you see and most of these drone attacks that are coming your the thing have mostly been launched from Murid. It is their UAV UCAV hub. So that has been hit. Lahore, of course, houses your lot of army units. But one point that I would want to make here is all these have been very, very specific professional attacks by any military side, because these are meant to degrade, so to say, the capability of the enemy. I do not know what the kind of damage it would have created, but the very fact is that these are all important air bases
Right.
that have been. So there are likelihood that any I mean good amount of damage possibly could have been there, because there are secondary explosions. You must understand, when you hit air base,
Yeah.
there are in open, there are fuel, there are ammunition dumps. So any secondary explosion because of that hit that is being carried out can really, really cause havoc. And so can be on any army area if they have ammunition dump and you have the fuel dumps, and
That's a
if
very
that
valid
catches.
point, sir. That's a very valid point. And I think just to reiterate for our viewers, when we say that explosions are heard, multiple explosions are heard, it could very well just be one single strike, but that resulting in a chain reaction if it hits a fuel dump, if it hits an ammunition ammunition depot, then there are multiple other explosions that become a chain reaction. Sakshi.
Absolutely. In fact, we are picking up our latest news from our sources. Karthik, we've been given to understand that some suspicious parts of probably destroyed drone or jet has fell into the Lasjan area of Srinagar after locals heard a huge blast sound. The materials have been taken by the police into custody for further analysis of it. In fact, we've been given to understand we have a report also exclusively coming in here at News 9. Let's take a look at that as well.
अभी श्रीनगर के बाहरी क्षेत्र लसजन में है और आप देख सकते हैं कि ये जो है यहाँ पे कुछ संदिग्ध जो है मटेरियल गिरा है। अभी तक ये स्पष्ट नहीं हो पाया है कि क्या ये ड्रोन के जो है पार्ट्स थे जो यहाँ पे गिरे हैं या जो जैसा कि दावा जो है अभी किया जा रहा है कि 2 पाकिस्तानी विमानों को जो है मार गिराया गया है या उनका ही कोई पार्ट यहाँ पे गिरा है। आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से ये जो डैमेज है यहाँ पे हुई थी। बता दें आपको कि जो मेन पार्ट था वो इस यहाँ पे जो आप देख सकते हैं कि जो वेजिटेबल छोटा सा गार्डन बनाया है इन्होंने, तो इसमें जो है मेन पार्ट पाया गया था जो कि पुलिस ने यहाँ से रिकवर किया है। और बता दें आपको कि ये जो है ये एक रिहायशी इलाका है, तो निस्संदेह यहाँ से ये स्पष्ट हो रहा है कि किस तरीके से जो पाकिस्तान की कोशिशें हैं वो इस तरीके से विफल बनाई जा रही है। और बता दें आपको कि श्रीनगर में भी जो है ऐसे कुछ ड्रोन्स और ऐसे चीज़ें जो है गिरी है जो कि संदिग्ध हैं। सर आप ये बताइए कब कैसे हुआ था ये?
हम 5:45 बजे के करीब सो रहे थे घर में, तो ये अंकल का ही घर है, हम साथ में ही रहते हैं। तो बहुत ज़ोर बड़ा धमाका हुआ एयर में पहले, तो हम घबरा गई है, हमारे मकान पे ही शायद गिरा है। बहुत बच्चे भी उड़ गए। फिर हमने देखा कि साथ में ही ये अंकल के घर में पड़ा है। हम बहुत ये 2 ऑब्जेक्ट्स थे, इतने बड़े थे, इस साइड में एक था और इस साइड में एक था। तो हमने फिर लोकल हेड जो यहाँ के हैं उनको कॉल की और उन्होंने पुलिस को कॉल किया और वो पुलिस ले गई वो सर ऑब्जेक्ट्स।
तो इंटेंसिटी जो थी धमाके की
बहुत ज़्यादा था। हम बहुत घबरा गए, जैसे कि हमारा मकान गिरने वाला है, ऐसा इतना धमाका हुआ था।
शीशों को आवाज़ आ गई, शीशों को सबको आवाज़, बच्चे सो रहे थे वो भी उठ गए बिस्तर से, वो रोने लगा ये क्या हुआ। फिर इसके बाद
बिल्कुल ये जैसा यहाँ के जो है स्थानीय लोग बता रहे हैं कि धमाके की जो तीव्रता थी वो इतनी खतरनाक थी कि यहाँ पे आसपास के लोग हैं वो उस धमाके की आवाज़ से जाग गए। तो बता दें आपको कि अभी भी जो है स्पष्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है कि ये जो चीज़ें थी ये किसकी थी। क्या ये IF यानी इंडियन एयरफोर्स द्वारा गिराए गए पाकिस्तानी विमान के पार्ट्स थे या ड्रोन जो कि कल से श्रीनगर में भी जो है जिनकी मूवमेंट्स देखी जा रही है या ड्रोन का हिस्सा थे।